Coming to you from Subaru Park, just outside of Philadelphia, PA. This is a Group F matchup in the USL Championship presented by Sun East Federal Credit Union. Alongside former A-League MVP Wolde Harris, I'm Spencer Siegel. Wolde, we've got a good one tonight. Philly Union 2, Loudoun United FC, because the last time these two teams met, as we take a look at the Group F standings, they put up a combined 48 shots, and they're fighting for a chance to stay out of last place. You don't want to finish last.
This is true. 48 shots, but only 2 goals, and you could see it from the points here, 5 and 6 points. Allowed them to be looking to put pressure on New York Red Bulls 2 with a victory, and Philadelphia just getting out of that last spot, able to leapfrog Loudoun with a victory tonight. So both teams, it should be really competitive. Hopefully we get a lot of goals.
Yeah, Saturday was the last time these two teams played, and it was a really strange game because you saw 2 red cards in the game. We mentioned the 48 shots, 32 of them went Union 2's way. This was the first goal here, and you just saw both of these teams fighting for an opportunity to push forward at all costs. That's Patrick Bowie.
Yeah, Bowie just rising above everybody else and nodding it past the goalkeeper there. Very good goal. See if he could do it again tonight. This is coming in on freeze. Makes the first save, but Mustafa with a second chance at the apple. Fights and goes it away.
These two teams are extremely young. Brandon Craig is the youngest captain in Union 2 history. He has captained this side a couple of times. Our premier orthopedics player to watch. He's 16.
Yeah, for a 16-year-old to captain a team in this league has to say a lot about his game intelligence and his leadership qualities. We'll see if he can impose himself and influence the team to a victory tonight.
You knew it was only a matter of time before Kairu Mustafa started scoring goals. He had 2 against Red Bulls 2, and as you saw, he scored on Saturday.
Yeah, talk about pure speed with a big engine. This guy doesn't stop running. He works hard on both sides of the ball, and he gets into the box and tries to finish, and will be feeding Endor up front as well. So we look forward to a great game from him tonight.
It's a different kind of 6-point matchup tonight. A lot of pride on the line. 2 young teams trying to get their season going. Right here on ESPN Plus, kickoff on the other side.
Acme is bringing the fresh every day. Crispy, juicy, delicious. We're cutting fresh, so you don't have to. Slicing fresh in store. Icing, baking, and flower bouquet making. This is how we do fresh. Come and get it. Acme, the official supermarket of the Philadelphia Union.
The summer of 2020 will be unusual and historic. Let us write the story together, enjoying the weather while staying safe. Wear a mask when you're outside. Keep up social distancing as we keep up our spirits. The usual destinations may not be open or may have restrictions. Conditions may change, so check websites as the summer goes on. Let us make history by enjoying the sunshine and together beating COVID-19.
For everyone who has ever brought home Entenmann's Little Bites muffins, you're probably quite familiar with the Happy Dance. Maybe it's because they're made with real ingredients like blueberries, bananas, strawberries, and no high fructose corn syrup. Or is it because they're always baked moist and delicious? The answer is all of the above. Entenmann's Little Bites muffins, the perfect portion of happiness. And be sure to try new Entenmann's Little Bites soft-baked chocolate chip cookies.
It starts with Sara Lee Artisano bread. Thick slices that can hold cheese. All the cheese.
Richly flavored brioche that goes with any meat. A little sweet, a little savory, a lot of
Or soft, flour-dusted buns and rolls. Perfect for all my favorite flavors. And all my favorite people.
No matter what you layer on, make it with Sara Lee Artisano, the original artisan-style bread, and make the routine remarkable.
Just about ready for kickoff here at Subaru Park. And as we make our way towards the first kick of the game, let's give you the starting 11 sponsored by Sun East Federal Credit Union. First, Wolde, Union 2. They make one change. Luis Flores is out, and in comes the captain, Brandon Craig.
Yeah, the 16-year-old looking to influence his team tonight, pulling the strings from the middle of the park.
Yeah, this has an opportunity to change a lot, too. They like to play centrally, so that 4 across in the middle, you might see come closer to the middle of the pitch. And as we look at Loudoun, you'll see 2 changes, and those 2 changes from Saturday's game against Philly are the 2 men who picked up red cards, Adam Lundergaard and Michael Gamble. Gamble out for the first time all season. So in comes, you see, Fawole makes his return to the lineup, and there's a chance here for a lot of goals.
Yeah, definitely a potent front 4. But what's even more important is that because of the replacement in the back 4, they're going to have to be good collectively defensively.
You'll notice, by the way, Timmy Mell and Shane Wheat, those 2 are both 25 years old, head and shoulders above the rest of the competition tonight. Loudoun averaging just over 21 years of age in their starting 11. Union 2 averaging 18 years of age. As we kick things off in Chester. It is Union 2 in the dark jerseys tonight. Loudoun wearing the white with the red sash across the chest.
Pitch looks in great condition. Beautiful night to play football.
Our injury report tonight is presented by Crozer Keystone. You see Schneider, Borgelin, and Yomi Shintu. No Elvis Amo for Loudoun. That's a big loss for them. Amo responsible for about half the team's goals. Here is Mustafa. Look at that shiftiness, and then he slips it on through. A little too far, though. With the intention of making its way down towards Endor. Ali Endor no longer sporting the red hair. He's tidied up a little bit. Bowie tried to flick it along for Picasso. In comes the aforementioned Wheat. And now Alex Saravia down the right side. Here's Steve Kingay. Paxton Aronson dispossessed. Wins it back well, though. Here's Axel Picasso. Mel chasing him. Picasso, one too many touches, and it was too heavy, which gives us a chance to look at our keys to the game presented by Sun East Federal Credit Union. Wolde, what do you like?
Yeah, well, for Loudoun, it's going to be good team defense. They've got to make sure that they tighten things up and make sure that there's no spaces, gaps in the midfield. And obviously for Philadelphia, they've got to finish their chances. With that many chances last game, they've got to put more than just one in the back of the net to get past this Loudoun team tonight.
Quick restart, and a strike from distance is handled by Lefebvre. That's one save for him tonight. He tied a USL record, did Simone Lefebvre, with 13 saves. As you mentioned, how many shots Union 2 took. 14 of them on target, 32 shots, 13 saves. He's now into a 4-way tie for a single game USL saves record. He won the USL Player of the Week with those saves last week. He did so playing with 10 men on the field for 77 minutes. Adam Lundergaard picked up 2 early yellows, and Wolde, you didn't so much like the second yellow.
Yeah, it was an interesting call by the referee, at the official at that time. I didn't think it warranted a second yellow at that time. Maybe just a warning, but you know, the referee decided to go for the second yellow, and it put the team on a little bit of pressure. But credit to Loudoun, they galvanized and they worked hard for each other, and were able to come out of the game with a point.
Makes you wonder how wide open this game will be. It should be a fun one to watch. That's what we're expecting. A lot of high energy and youthful legs. Both teams playing certainly with nothing to lose tonight. Fawole recovers it, and it's cleared away by Harriel. Sordo tracking it down. He manages to keep it in play, or perhaps not. It did cross the byline. Goal kick.
Yeah, Philly dodged a bullet right there. Ball just not going out of bounds. Player expected it to go out of bounds, but it stayed in for Sordo. He was bearing down on goal, and referee decided to look over to his AR, and surely enough, it was out of bounds.
Marlon LeBlanc came in halfway through this season for Sven Gartung, and in his debut match against Red Bulls 2 got the win. Here's Marlon. Former head coach of West Virginia. He, and you saw Ryan Martin earlier, coached in the collegiate ranks together for over a decade each.
There's a lot of experience there.
Martin at Wake Forest. Mustafa can't bring it under his spell, but he does force the issue on defense, and that's what you see from him. That's what you like, Wolde, his activity levels.
Yeah, he got a tremendous engine. You'll find him working hard on both sides of the ball, and he's always looking to get behind the opposition defense. So Philly's going to have to pay attention, be aware of him wherever he goes.
Here's Picasso. Keeps it in. Working into the middle. Falls for Craig, who scores 5 minutes in. The youngest captain in Union 2 history, 16 years old. Drives himself to the ballpark and then drives one into the back of the net.
Yeah, great goal there by Craig, just taking that one out of the air. As we're going to take a look at the replay, Picasso driving to the byline. This one gets cleared, but first time on the right foot. No chance for Lefebvre. As you take another look, nice side volley, great timing, great technique. Through traffic. 1-0, Philadelphia Union 2.
First professional goal for Brandon Craig, who made his first career start not more than a month ago.
You could see him turn around immediately to his squad and say, hey, let's go. Let's keep this roll going. It's Philly off to a fast start here tonight, Spence.
They scored first on Saturday, 10 minutes in. But when we spoke with Marlon LeBlanc, he was adamant that the team should have scored more goals than the one that they put on the board. They start early again tonight.
Yeah, the only difference is they've taken their chance tonight. First shot, first goal.
The new signing, Ali Nganzi. With that, the players will come to the center circle. So prior to this moment of recognition, Loudoun down a goal will now take the next minute and 46 seconds to honor the ongoing movement around social injustice and the need for positive change in our sport and our society. After the unveiling of the Black Players Alliance earlier this year. This is an important moment in every USL game for the rest of the year. We will take that moment of silence the rest of the way with them. Well, Wolde, Brandon Craig, he starts fast. He's somebody that this Philadelphia side loves to watch play, and you can see why.
Yeah, he plays with a lot of composure, and he knows when to get going in terms of ratcheting up the speed of play, and his technique is beautiful. So he has all the tools to execute the demands of the game. Now it's really just picking his chances and being in the right place at the right time and making the right choices.
He set up Picasso with a beautiful diagonal ball there, and Picasso did as much as he could with it.
And the coach talked about his leadership qualities for his young age. He really gets the guys going, and they have a lot of confidence in him, and it shows.
Mustafa. Across the way for Wheat. Gabara slithers inside. Martinez looking for Mustafa. He's found him.
Yeah, this should be an intriguing matchup here between Mustafa and Sorensen. They went at it the last game, back and forth. Mustafa coming off on the winning end, scoring a goal. So I'm sure Sorensen will want some payback tonight.
Here he is again. Sorensen bodies him off and wins the goal kick. Well, actually, appears it's going to be a corner instead. So our first corner of the game, presented by Talent Energy. That goal, by the way, brought to you by Sun East Federal Credit Union.
They're shaping up. Will we see something from the training ground with a little bit of trickery, or will it be just served into the box for Endor to try to get on the end of it?
Gabara swings it in. To the back post it goes. Headed away by Picasso, only as far as Sordo. And it wasn't too far off. Another corner.
Yeah, great attempt by Sordo, just trying to bend it to that far right upper corner. He's going to take a look at it. The ball swings all the way across. He's just trying to bend this over the top.
That was headed for goal.
Yeah, it looks like it was going in the top corner. I'm not sure who the defender was right there, but he made a goal-saving header for a corner.
Loudoun tries it again. Gabara whipped it in. Wheat was able to get ahead to it. A long ball for Bowie, just over and out of his reach. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Picasso wins it back. He's nudged off. See a lot of 50-50 balls tonight. Just like that, and this time Kinge went in a bit too harshly. And our first look at Ernie Constantine, who will have a word with Kinge. He won't punish him just yet.
Yeah, so this is more like it. Give him a little talking to, tell him, hey, calm down. You know, yes, we want you to be competitive, but not too overzealous in your tackles and your challenges.
That looked like a very civil conversation between those two.
Well, it's early days in the game yet, but from the physicalness of the tackles so far and the challenges so far, we might just have a barn burner here.
Mustafa tried to shift it away from Sorensen.
It's like Loudoun just taking their time to find themselves a little bit of footing in the game, get themselves on the ball. They've been really compact and winning those 50-50 balls in the middle of the park, and really putting pressure on Philly over the last 2 or 3 minutes here.
Sordo with a heavy touch. Aronson will lead Bowie on the charge. It's 1-on-3 for now. He drops it back for Craig, who tried to slip one in for McGlynn, and it ends up deflecting out for a corner.
Yeah, that's what Philadelphia will try to do. Spring Bowie, spring Aronson into those channels, into the space behind the back four, and see if they can ask questions of that Loudoun back four.
Low ball in, cleared away easily by Endure.
Yeah, it's the first restart for Philadelphia. You expect much better service in that instance from McGlynn, but they still retain possession, so let's see if they could push forward.
Craig went down, overlapping for McGlynn, who holds on to it into the middle. Kingay cut out at the last second and cleared.
Yeah, dodged the bullet there. Did Loudoun.
Topi's pass for McGlynn just over and out of his reach. Marlon LeBlanc has talked about facing Loudoun for the second time in 4 days. He said, we want to be proactive rather than reactive. He says young teams especially like to be the latter. They like to react as opposed to focus on what they need to do to get better. His emphasis points are stopping the service and trying to negate the angles and speed at which Loudoun play. Right now they look pretty confident on the ball. Aronson gives it away.
Yeah, what the coach is alluding to there is basically reading the game and making sure that you anticipate things and make good decisions on the ball. And that's for young players, that's something that the more they play, the more they get more game intelligence and learn more about the mistakes that they've made and recognize when they're about to happen again, and can do better and improve game on game.
By the way, I think I may have misspoke. I said Brandon Craig had captained this side 3 of the last 4 games. It is Matt Freese now the keeper since he came back from the senior club, who captains this team. 22 years old, the elder statesman by 2 years to the other 10 players. Freese has yet to be really tested so far in goal tonight. Picasso dumps it back. Aronson lost it. And Mustafa will burn. One back well defensively by Kingay, though.
Yeah, great job there by Kingay, just getting his body in between the ball and the man and just fending off Mustafa right there. Mustafa looking to solve the problem with speed. Kingay say, nope, I'm going to step in here and take this one. Did a great job recovering that ball for his team.
Mustafa looks like he's wearing gloves ready to go skiing. They're huge.
Yeah, well, some people don't like cold, Spence.
Yeah, but it's not cold.
Well, that's relative. That's subjective.
Says the Jamaican. Did you ever have any special equipment that you needed to play with? You didn't play with gloves, did you?
I played in Colorado, my friend. Sometimes we definitely needed gloves.
Well, that's fair enough.
And New England, not to mention Sweden. You need thick gloves in those places.
It is 66 degrees tonight in Chester, so I guess the air conditioning is turned down just a bit. Sort of over the top for Fawole. Endure in the middle. Fawole tries to fend off Harriel, who plays outstanding defense. And then overran the ball.
Great job there by Ariel. Great one-on-one defending, especially against a player with the skill sets of Fawole.
Saravia and Ganzi. Turned over. And again. Aronson. Looking for Sorensen. He's in. Anthony Sorensen, 2-0. Union 2 on a beautiful counterattack. They have come out with a purpose tonight. And Anthony Sorensen scores his first professional goal.
Yeah, this is a really good goal on the counterattack. You're going to see it on the replay. Aronson picks up this ball, sees the intelligent run by Sorensen coming down the line. This is his left foot right through the hands of Ferver and into the back of the net. But what a run, some 65 yards from the left back position all the way into the box and getting his first goal. Congratulations, young man. 2-0, Philadelphia Union 2.
A man from Crew SC Academy, the Wolves in Ann Arbor. Doubles Union 2's lead here in the first half. Both sides have had chances in open space so far, Wolde, but it's Union 2 who have capitalized on those chances and have shown to be the side with better quality so far.
Yeah, they're just attacking with a lot more speed and a lot more energy than Loudoun is right now, and they're picking the ball off and getting forward very quickly in numbers.
Nearly turned over again.
Yeah, you could see the difference in the intensity from both teams. Loudoun wants to pass the ball around and pick their space, but Philadelphia is going to get on the counter as quickly as possible and use those numbers advantage and try to finish as many as possible. And 2 shots, 2 goals. Can't beat that with a stick.
That's the retaliation for Loudoun now against a team that likes to play centrally, where it's been hard in this first 20 minutes to serve anything into the middle.
Well, they're going to, first of all, they're going to have to play a lot quicker, move the ball a lot quicker than they are so far. Try to get the ball out wide to Mustafa as quickly as possible. Have him go 1v1. And up top, Endor needs to be just a little bit more mobile to present himself for passes, entry passes, and so they can bypass the middle of the park and get the ball up front to question the back four. They haven't done that so far.
Sordo looking for space over the top. It's out of the reach of Mustafa.
A little bit slow out of the gate tonight, Loudoun. We'll be looking for this man to get on the ball a little bit more.
Ryan Martin displeased so far. He's been adamant all season about getting his team going and saying it'll happen soon. Here come Union again. Craig pulls up limping.
Great read there from Jamoy Tope.
On goes Sorensen, who's playing in an advanced position. He wins the free kick.
Sorensen has been super aggressive tonight so far. Really asking questions of Saravia and Neal on this right-hand side. Philadelphia Union's left-hand side. We'll see if they make any adjustments, or will Philadelphia be able to keep exploiting those holes and those gaps on the side of the field.
Well, Ryan Martin has talked about having his team come out with the excitement and the energy to match or exceed the team that's on the other side, because he wants to put their stamp on the game, and he was so clear. He said the goals are going to come and the guys have to remain confident, and in fact they have. They got the goal despite being down a man and then 2 men on Saturday against Union 2. They scored twice at Hartford. Or I beg your pardon, they did score once at Hartford. They scored twice against Red Bulls 2. That was on Mustafa. And now they need 2 at least here tonight.
They're behind the 8 ball so far, but there's a lot of time left in this game. We'll see if they can turn things around.
Union 2 wanting to run. Lefebvre comes off of his line to cut Picasso off.
And you could see what Philadelphia Union wants to do. They get the turnover high up the field. They want to go as fast as possible, use their numbers, and gain that numerical superiority. Try to finish in the end.
It's a beautiful ball from Gabara, but the flag went up. First real chance at Endor trying to get in behind.
Yeah, that's the first time. He usually plays off the shoulder of the center back. Sometimes he gets it right in terms of timing. Sometimes he doesn't. That time he didn't. Great turn by McGlynn.
With his head up, looks for Picasso. Down goes Nganzi. Both of these teams got their 1 win this season as Picasso is clutching his mouth. Have another calm conversation. Both teams' wins came against Red Bulls 2. For Loudoun, it was back on the 12th of August, about a month ago, as you take another look at the interchange here.
Yeah, Picasso just getting in the way.
Whoops.
Gazi tried to get him to back off. Just caught an errant hand to the face there. Referee giving them a talking to. Getting back on with it.
Philly's win against Red Bulls 2 came at the beginning of August as well, August 5th. And then they did not play another game for about a month. Battling through this time of COVID, and it took them about a month to get back on the pitch. They finally did so. A couple of matchups outside of the group, Atlanta and Tampa Bay. Now they finished the season in Group F.
Yeah, that's something we talked to Coach LeBlanc about in the middle of the week. He said that's one of the challenges of the year. And he expressed his frustration just not having enough time to get the group enough games, enough training time. But here we are, so he's got to do the best he can with what's presented to him, and they're on the board tonight, so see if they can keep it up.
That was the second time tonight that Loudoun have been called offside. They were called offside 6 times on Saturday. Contact between Endor and Craig. Endor says, "Who, me?" And looks like Ernie Constantine will call for the trainer for Brandon Craig.
Yeah, looks like an errant hand to the head here of Craig from Endor, just coming back, trying to get it in between Craig and the ball. Had his hands a little bit too high and caught Craig in the face.
Andor's case being pled to no avail. He disagrees. You can see the frustration.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything malicious in the challenge. It's just players coming together, hands are flailing.
So
Craig
this
coming off of the worst for wear, but hopefully it can continue.
This will transition us into our hydration break. You see the scoreline 2-0. And for Union 2, early goals, the 6th minute, Brandon Craig, the 20th minute, Anthony Sorensen. Let's take a look back. Here's the first one. Picasso with his service in, and off the clearance, it's Craig.
Yeah, Picasso just getting down the line, getting his head up, puts the ball in the dangerous area. It's cleared, but Craig, hey, look what I found. It's in the back of the net, 1-0 Philadelphia.
His first professional goal. Look at this overlapping run by Sorensen on the feed from Aronson, and that's his first pro goal.
Good heads up, intelligent play from Aronson, holding that ball up, saw the run of Sorensen coming, just lays him into the box, and there he is, he finishes it, 2-0. And that's where we stand.
Union 2 entered play tonight, a point back of Loudoun in Group F. They would catapult Loudoun into 5th place if the scoreline were to hold. Out of Group F action tonight. There's a big game with playoff implications going on right now simultaneously. About a half hour in front of us. At halftime, Hartford have a 2-0 lead on Red Bulls 2. If Hartford is to be caught for the 2nd spot in Group F, it would be Red Bulls 2, who are 7 points back entering tonight. But a 2-0 Hartford lead, goals from Mateo Silva and Alex Dixon, might wrap up the Group F playoffs.
It's going to be difficult for any teams below those two to catch them, as they kind of put some daylight in between themselves and the rest of the group. Pittsburgh and Hartford up top. Red Bulls in that 3rd position. Gets even more difficult for them now if that result holds.
Bowie tried to take it out of the air. That would have been an outstanding finish. Instead, it's a goal kick.
Yeah, definitely an audacious attempt. Ball coming over the head, one of the most difficult skills to strike that first time.
Another turnover in a dangerous spot. Left off for Bowie. He sends it into the middle, and Kingay knows what to do with that. 3 in the first half for Union 2. What a night.
Yeah, great play there from the Philadelphia Union 2. Good interplay. McGlynn, Kingay, all working together. And they get their 3rd goal. Glynn picks it up, cuts in, looked like he's about to shoot, just slips in Bowie here, and he just crosses it. There's that man, Kingay. Nice side foot tap into the back of the net. And it's 3-0.
Well, it's a night for first professional goals. Steve Kingay from Cameroon nets his first, and it's a hat trick of firsts tonight.
Well, Coach Marlon LeBlanc asked for finishing. He's getting it.
Boy, I'd say so.
Now it's up to Loudoun. How do they adjust? How do they start getting their attack going? Right now, they're losing the ball in dangerous areas of the field, and Philadelphia is just picking them off. They need to be better with the ball, and they need to move it faster. They need mobility up front. I think we've called Sorto's name once tonight. Fawali hasn't done that much so far. And even Al-Mustafa, the man that they look for energy, hasn't really touched the ball. So Philadelphia is doing a good job of really being compact and tight and not allowing those passes to get to those dangerous players. And then they're going quickly forward and just exploiting the spaces in front. There's another giveaway.
Picasso to the byline, and his cross is deflected out for a corner by Fawole, who does get involved defensively. And this game is teetering right now. It's in a dangerous zone.
Yeah, well,
if you're Loudoun.
Yeah, Philadelphia came out with a lot of energy and Loudoun didn't match it. That's the first thing. The second thing is that they've taken advantage of those spaces and got numbers forward as quickly as possible. And lastly, they've been finishing.
Taken short to the top. Set up for Sorensen, who gave it a go.
Yeah, high, wide, and not too pretty, but Loudoun just needs to respond in some way. They need to try to get their energy up and see if they can match Philadelphia in terms of work ethic. That's the first thing. And you see Sorto there with 4 blue jerseys around him and not many white jerseys running to help. Looks like they're a little bit shell-shocked right now, Spence. Within 35 minutes, down 3-0.
Gabara keeps it in, wins the corner. Only Portland Timbers 2 have a worse goal differential this year than Union 2. I mean, they've had some games, Wolde, where it's not that they didn't show up to play. It's just you've got these grown men out there. As Sordo whips it in, it's headed away by Tope. Back in it goes. Union working it beautifully up the pitch. McGlynn has all kinds of options. He'll try one himself. Lefebvre deflects it out, but it wasn't too far away.
Yeah, Lefebvre definitely had to be on his toes for this one from Glenn. He cuts in on that left foot of his and just try to put this one upper corner, as you can see it here. Taking on Sorensen on it and just tried to play it in the upper corner. But Ferv was there. Check that, that was Saravia defending Glenn.
Another Talon Energy corner kick. Aronson sends it into the box. Lefebvre comes up big with a save. Union almost had their 4th, and Sorensen almost, actually that's Tope who got in there, almost had his 2nd.
Yeah, Jamoy Tope just towering above everybody else. We're going to take a look at the replay. Great cross into the box, towering over everybody else. Lefebvre just coming up with a great reaction save, and then it just ricocheted outside. But Philadelphia asking questions from set pieces, from counterattacks, from the run of play. Loudoun has to respond.
Olole trying to take on the world.
He's going to need 10 more players out there to help him.
I mean, when it comes to recent matchups, a week ago it was 6-0 Red Bulls 2 in New York, 2-0 Tampa Bay, 4-0 Pittsburgh, 6-0 Pittsburgh. And here they are on the right side of what is looking to be a blowout if things don't change. Testament to their character tonight.
And for me, they just need to keep their foot on the gas. If they're getting these opportunities early, try to take as many of them as possible, put the game to bed early.
Fans, don't miss a minute of action in 2020. Sign up today and get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for your team, click on the follow button. Keep up with the latest news and scores. Get reminders on your team's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow. McGlynn flicks it ahead. Aronson has loads of room to roam. Picasso to the top of the box. Bowie hit the post. Picasso tried to follow it up, but Bowie appears to have been in an offside position when doing so, so the goal wouldn't have counted.
Yeah, the Loudoun back four looked like they were looking for an offside call from the AR and didn't get it. And everything just kind of snowballed from there. As we're going to take a look at the replay, Aronson coming down the right-hand side, lays it for Bowie, just kissing off that right hand upright. Following is Picasso. Great save by Ferv in the end. It was offsides, but you could see the reactionary body language of Loudoun. They're just not ready to play in terms of reacting to what's going on the field or anticipating. Seems like they're on a different planet right now. And Coach Ryan Martin is going to have to get them going at the half if they could survive the half without conceding another one.
Mustafa will make his way into the first half book.
Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card caution has been issued to Loudoun United.
Yeah, just a little bit late in his challenge here, Mustafa.
A caution occurs in the 40th minute.
Gets a yellow card for his troubles. You have to be careful the rest of the way.
Harriel sends it up for Picasso, who tries to chest it down. He was mauled in the process, but he was in an offside position, so no free kick awarded.
Fawale is the only one that I've seen that really looks like he has the energy, or showing the energy that the game is demanding in order to be successful. He needs to bring the rest of the team along with him.
Turned over again. Slipped in for Bowie. Beautiful by McGlynn. It's Patrick Bowie, and it's tame for Lefebvre, who makes another save.
Yeah, easy save there for Lefebvre. Pretty sure Bowie's going to want that one back, but again, poor turnover in the defensive half of the field is costing Loudoun these early chances. They can ill afford to give any more chances away, especially in the first half, being down 3-0.
7 first half shots on target puts them on pace for the 14 they had in the entirety of Saturday's game.
Yeah, Mustafa looks like he's switched to the other side, see if he can find some success going down the right-hand side versus Harriel.
Martinez shuffles it along for Saravia, who pendulums it into the box, and it's cleared by Harriel.
You see the skill and speed of Mustafa.
Fawole bottled up, finds Sorto. Deflected out by Topi for a corner.
Yeah, that's much better movement off the ball from Loudoun, and much better ball movement as well. Sorto coming all the way over from the left-hand side to make combination play, get the ball around the corner and actually get a corner kick out of it.
Sorto in, Fawole got his noggin to it, couldn't direct it.
Can Loudoun keep this up going into the half and coming in the second half? We've been on a couple games spent so far where it's been the tale of two halves, especially if Loudoun can get on the board going into the break, make it interesting in the second half.
There's a player down at the top of the box.
Marcus Kingay.
Is Steve Kingay, who scored the third Union goal. Not sure if he's cramping up already. Get some help from his captain.
Not too sure what might have been going on right there. Cramp, this is a little bit early to be fatigued or dehydrated. May have taken a little bit of a knock. See if he could run it off.
Just to give you an idea, these two teams coming into this game, Wolde, combined had 9 assists. And to give you an idea of how well Union 2 have been moving the ball, they've got 2 assists on their 3 goals tonight. Those 9 combined assists with these 2 teams entering tonight would be fewer than 26 of the other 33 teams in this league.
Yeah, they're just finding a lot of space, especially on the counter. When Loudoun commits numbers forward, especially when the outside backs go, Saravia, check that, and Gabara, they've just been quick to get into those spaces vacated by those outside backs. And the difference is really in the tempo and the energy and the intensity that Philadelphia is playing at. Just night and day from Loudoun right now.
The 17-year-old McGlynn with bodies to aim at, cleared by Sordo. Mustafa tried to turn it, and Harriel did commit the foul.
Probably a smart foul there by Harriel, seeing the defense was out of position. He just decided to take one for the team, let everybody regroup and get behind the ball.
Awole draws 2 defenders. Our Subaru stoppage time is 3 minutes. It'd be a large mental morale booster if Loudoun could somehow pluck one out of the weeds here in the final 2 minutes.
It's going to be very difficult because Philadelphia has everybody behind the ball.
Heady play from Craig. Given away over the top it goes, cut out by Sorensen. Mustafa has a little bit of space. And another heavy touch. He has not had fleet feet tonight.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, but it's more so the defending of Philadelphia Union 2 has been exquisite so far.
Lefebvre was pretty far out of his goal, and I think had that been controlled a little bit better by Topi, he would have had a run at it, or Kinge rather.
Game getting a little bit physical towards the end of the half here, as expected between 2 teams that are this close together in points. A little bit of frustration spilling over, maybe a little bit from Loudoun. But Philadelphia not giving up any space cheaply, very compact. Everybody seems to be on the same page. And the energy level is night and day from the last game that they played at Loudoun.
Final minute of the first half. Mustafa. After a bobble from Freeze, he falls on top of it.
No real danger there for Freeze. He was in great position. Saw that shot coming through all the way. A little bit of skip off the surface. Presented a little trouble for him, but he quickly recovered.
Coming up at halftime, a look around the rest of the USL. Devin Kerr's weekly edition of The Dish. News and notes from around the league. We'll look back at the first half highlights from this one. They have all been Union 2 highlights tonight. Mel gets in the way of it. And it appears Picasso was offside. A quick restart, a chance for Endor to the last line of defense. That's really the best sight Loudoun has had at goal tonight. Yeah. And they can't do much with it.
Endor just said, hey, let me try one before that whistle goes. Freeze saw it all the way. Not really a threat. Ball goes over the top.
Halftime now between Loudoun and Union 2, and it's a triplet of goals. First career goals for Brandon Craig, Anthony Sorensen, and Steve Kingay. And Union 2 have a commanding 3-0 lead as we head to the halftime locker room. We've got plenty more for you here tonight. We'll recap things from the first half when we come back. It's Union 2, it's Loudoun, and it's right here on ESPN+.
The summer of 2020 will be unusual and historic. Let us write the story together, enjoying the weather while staying safe. Wear a mask when you're outside. Keep up social distancing as we keep up our spirits. The usual destinations may not be open or may have restrictions. Conditions may change, so check websites as the summer goes on. Let us make history by enjoying the sunshine and together beating COVID-19.
It starts with Sara Lee Artisano bread. Thick slices that can hold cheese. All the cheese.
Richly flavored brioche that goes with any meat. A little sweet, a little savory, a lot of
Or soft, flour-dusted buns and rolls. Perfect for all my favorite flavors and all my favorite people.
No matter what you layer on, make it with Sara Lee Artisano, the original artisan-style bread, and make the routine remarkable.
Acme is bringing the fresh every day. Crispy, juicy, delicious. We're cutting fresh, so you don't have to. Slicing fresh in store. Icing, baking, and flower bouquet making. This is how we do fresh. Come and get it. Acme, the official supermarket of the Philadelphia Union.
For everyone who has ever brought home Entenmann's Little Bites muffins, you're probably quite familiar with the Happy Dance. Maybe it's because they're made with real ingredients like blueberries, bananas, strawberries, and no high fructose corn syrup. Or is it because they're always baked moist and delicious? The answer is all of the above. Entenmann's Little Bites muffins, the perfect portion of happiness. And be sure to try new Entenmann's Little Bites soft baked chocolate chip cookies.
Halftime at Subaru Park, 3-0. Union 2 taking a big lead over their intra-division rivals, Loudoun. And now let's take a look at the rest of what's going on the dish with Devin.
3 days, 4 groups, 5 games. Let's get it. The Dish, Friday, September 11th. Phoenix Rising hosting Las Vegas Lights. If the Lights want anything of a sort of a chance to get back into this in Group B, they got to get a victory. Instead, Phoenix Rising skips the entree, the appetizer, the dessert, and they go straight to the dishwashing room. They do the dishes themselves. 5 goals from Phoenix Rising. Dadashov twice. Flemings, Stanton, Beccaro. De La Fuente grabs one in the 82nd minute. But I think the key thing here is Phoenix Rising attack is finally back on track, and they are once again the Western Conference wonder. Let's transition. Group F, Pittsburgh against Hartford Athletic. Okay, can they repeat a performance of just a few short weeks ago on August 28th? I'll tell you what, I'm going to spoil it. I have to. They took them to the candy shop. 5-0. It was so much better than the 3-0 drubbing just 2.5 weeks ago. Ryan James, Anthony Velarde, Mensah, James, Mensah, Mertz. I mean, the names just flow together like the salmon of Capistrano. You gotta love what's going on with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Might be the best team in the Eastern Conference. 14 goals for, 0 goals against in the last 4 games. Hartford, you want to make a run of this thing? You got to beat Pitt, Red Bull 2 down the stretch. Group E, this was a big one. This was going to be the 1-2-3 punch of who could finish it off. Unfortunately, there were 3 punches thrown. All of them came from Louisville City. Antoine Opino, his first goal in 2020. And check me if you've heard this before. Cameron Lancaster back of the net. Yep, that's his 6th on the season. You would get, yeah, it's not Phoenix Rising. It's Jason Johnson. He gets his first goal in a Louisville City uniform since the recent acquisition. Their last loss, by the way, July 29th against Sporting Kansas City 2. St. Louis doesn't exactly have their fate in their own hands. Down the stretch, Indy twice, Sporting Kansas City 2, Louisville. Make a run. B and C, let's go back-to-back. The unbeaten team of San Antonio FC doing battle against who? El Paso Locomotive, who has not been given enough credit in my opinion. You go back and forth. Penalty on one end. Let's go penalty on the other. Anything you can do, I can do worse. Andrew Fox, Brent Kallman, the Loney from Minnesota United, takes it down. Solonyak, yeah, do his dishes. That's downright disruptively filthy. But guess what happens? This title fight went back and forth. Mitchell Tainer on the side takes down Salgado. Ball gets lofted in. Mitchell Tainer knocks himself out. The unbeaten are finally beaten. Good on you on Paso Locomotive. Now let's check this out. See, Cammie Palmer gets in the way in the slip and slide of Miguel Berry. Guess what? Guido just buries it in the bottom corner. Happy to take advantage of that. But he's seen enough for the night because, watch this. Check, please. It's rude. It's filthy. It's delicious. Dessert served on a platter by San Diego Loyal, who are on a nice little run of their own. By the way, we'll be here all week. Don't forget to tip your server. Thanks for joining the dish. We'll see you out there. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Oakland. The town. A world-class city where it's not just about where you're going, but it's also where you come from. See, here, there's always room at the top. Where sky's the limit, but roots help keep you grounded. And this is town business. If you know, you know. Some might say it's rough around the edges, but we all know that the flavors are in the margins. It's a family affair out here. It's all eyes on we. Hold it down for the people holding you up. These things matter to us.
It is let's go Oakland over and over and over again, where East Oakland and West Oakland meet.
Show the town love, and the town will love you back. Oakland, forever.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship in League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
How cool will it be to see Oakland roots in the USL next year? They're coming, and they will make their inaugural season a fun one in 2021. Let's take a look at some news and notes from around the rest of the USL. There they are, see? Oakland roots coming next year. We talked about Lefebvre's 13 saves, and you saw in the dish how well Pittsburgh has been playing.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, head and shoulders above the rest right now. In terms of goal scoring, in terms of defending, they do it on both sides of the ball.
Our upcoming USL schedule looks like this. Saturday's matchups intriguing. Pittsburgh trying to put the finishing touches on Group F against Loudoun. And the big matchup in terms of the playoffs, North Carolina and Charlotte. North Carolina has some ground to make up. Charlotte trying to actually win Group G, something that didn't look possible just a few weeks ago. For Group F, I mentioned Pittsburgh. They've got 3 games left, and Hartford, who have 6 games left, would need to win a whole heck of a lot of them, 3 of them coming against Union 2 in order to catch Pittsburgh.
Yeah, well, the top 2 goes through, so as long as they could fend off the Red Bulls, that's their only really big threat right now. And them being up so far tonight, they're in good position to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mentioned that it was 2-0. I'll actually give you, that's a 63rd minute. Jake LaCava, 64th minute. Red Bulls get 1 back, so it's 2-1 at Dillon Stadium. North Carolina getting the big win that they need. Lou City trying to cap off Group E. They get a goal from Cameron Lancaster. What else is new? And how about Birmingham trying to keep pace now with Charlotte, who have a game in hand. They'll have 2 games in hand after tonight. Legion with 3 first-half goals. Brett, Cronali again. There's been a lot of goal scoring on a Wednesday in the USL. And we'll show you some of those goals that happened here at Subaru Park. A 3-0 first-half Union 2 lead. We'll give them to you when we come back.
Acme is bringing the fresh every day. Crispy, juicy, delicious. We're cutting fresh, so you don't have to. Slicing fresh in-store. Icing, baking, and flower bouquet making. This is how we do fresh. Come and get it. Acme, the official supermarket of the Philadelphia Union.
For everyone who has ever brought home Entenmann's Little Bites muffins, you're probably quite familiar with the Happy Dance. Maybe it's because they're made with real ingredients like blueberries, bananas, strawberries, and no high fructose corn syrup. Or is it because they're always baked moist and delicious? The answer is all of the above. Entenmann's Little Bites muffins, the perfect portion of happiness. And be sure to try new Entenmann's Little Bites soft-baked chocolate chip cookies.
The summer of 2020 will be unusual and historic. Let us write the story together, enjoying the weather while staying safe. Wear a mask when you are outside. Keep up social distancing as we keep up our spirits. The usual destinations may not be open or may have restrictions. Conditions may change, so check websites as the summer goes on. Let us make history by enjoying the sunshine and together beating COVID-19.
It starts with Sara Lee Artisano bread. Thick slices that can hold cheese. All the cheese.
Richly flavored brioche that goes with any meat. A little sweet, a little savory, a lot of
Or soft, flour-dusted buns and rolls. Perfect for all my favorite flavors. And all my favorite people.
No matter what you layer on, make it with Sara Lee Artisano, the original artisan-style bread. And make the routine remarkable.
So 3 first-half goals for Union 2, and we're going to give them to you right now. First-half highlights presented by Wolde Harris. Bimbo Bakeries, of course. Let's start it early. A couple of shots on target, to say the least, for Union 2. They just kept coming. This isn't even the first goal until Brandon Craig gets into the mix.
Yeah, Picasso just gets his head up, puts it in a dangerous area, but Craig says, hey, look what I found. Take that out of the back of the net. 1-0, Philadelphia Union 2.
7 shots on target in the first half, and this is a beautiful slip pass from Aronson. Sorensen finishes.
Yeah, great heads-up play. Saw that Picasso was offside, just held the ball, slips in Sorensen. I know Lefebvre wants that back, but ball creeps over the line, 2-0.
And then, off of another turnover, they grab a third.
Yeah, just look at this heads-up play. Let me put it on my left. No, sneaky pass to Bowie. And here comes Steve Kingay. Let me tuck it away, put that one to bed. Nice slip pass here. Good pass across the goal. And a great inside the foot finish from Kingay. 3-0 Philadelphia Union 2 at the half.
And there were still opportunities to be had. I mentioned 7 shots on target. It really could have been 4 or 5. That was McGlynn's effort from distance. And then a minute later, off of a corner, Jamoy Tope almost got it twice.
Yeah,
the header and then the save.
Loudoun having to do some work to come back into this game, giving up those chances.
This is the definition of one-way traffic.
Yeah, just chance after chance after chance. They need to get their defensive structure right.
We showed how many highlights. All of them were Union 2, and that's because for the most part, they've been the ones generating the chances despite having about a third of the football.
Yeah, people talk about possession all the time, but that could be an interesting stat if you're not putting your chances in the back of the net. What's good is possession. Philadelphia Union making use of their chances that they've created, tucking them away.
Halftime stats brought to you by Sun East Federal Credit Union. And Matt Freese, who did face 2 shots on target, has not really been tested in this one. The Union 2 captain, as we are just about ready for the second half. Spencer Siegel here with you alongside a man who went his entire MLS career without a red card, Wolde Harris.
That's an
well
interesting
done.
Stat. I think I went my entire career without a red card. No,
You told me you
actually,
got one at
I got
Clemson.
one. I did get one at Clemson. That's one.
When Wolde Harris was a spry 21-year-old in 1995, playing for the Tigers in the ACC. He probably had a couple of bouts with Wake Forest.
Came out on top.
He says with a grin on his face. Of course,
we did lose to them once, but we beat them when it counted. We did beat them in the NCAA tournament when it counted. They beat us in the regular season once. But they've been good. They've been good lately.
Well, Ryan Martin, his first year as an assistant at Wake Forest in '07 was the year that they won the College Cup. Marlon LeBlanc, who was the head coach at West Virginia between 2006 and 2019, actually lost to that Wake Forest side in the NCAA tournament that year. One of 2 times that Martin and LeBlanc faced each other as coaches, and now they do it here in the USL. Loudoun trying to start fast. What's the key for them here in the second half just to get themselves back into the game?
Exactly that. They need to start fast. They need to come out with a lot of energy. They need to press the ball higher up the field. And when they get possession, take care of the ball. They need movement, especially in advance of the ball, so they could find penetrating passes, put people out of the game, and ask questions of the back four. They haven't done that so far. Going to look to do that with Farin coming in.
Yeah, so Ali Endor, who has not been as effective as he'd like to be in front of goal tonight, comes out. Massimo Farin, the native of Mississauga, Ontario, who has been out with injury at times this year, comes in. So too does Brandon Williamson for Ali Nganzi. Just trying to inject some fresh legs into the mix.
Yeah, Coach Ryan Martin choosing to shake things up a bit based on that first half performance. We'll see if they can continue the start that they've had so far in the second half with an uptick in pace and tempo.
Here is Farin on the ball. Almost found Fawole. Cut out, though, by Dante Huckabee, whose name we haven't called much tonight. Hasn't been called to action very often. This is better from Loudoun. Sordo couldn't put it on his foot, still recovers, finds Fawole in the middle. All he's got to do is fire, and Freeze gets a paw on it. It was a sloppy finish in the end and a great chance for Loudoun.
Yeah, he was falling down, just trying to get it on frame. Didn't get much on it, and Freeze just stuck a hand out, knocked it down and collected pretty easy.
First big test for the 22-year-old keeper from Wayne, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but you could see the shift in mentality as they're even higher up the field, pressing the ball. The intensity of the press is much better than the first half. And in turn, they're recovering the ball and having more possession. Now it's really all about breaking down that midfield, changing the point of attack, and finding those gaps to play into.
Mustafa Gabara, he's good on his feet, tried to slip in Fawole. Williamson links up with Sordo. Farin now. There's no space in the middle. But look at the footwork, though, from McGlynn. Dipsy-do.
Yeah.
Skip to Mailou, and he wins the free kick.
Great skill in tight space there from McGlynn. Had some options, could have played out, but decided to keep it himself. Surrounded by white jerseys. 1-2 inside out, pulls it back, pirouettes on it, and then finally Mustafa got the better of him to stop the play. Free kick here for Philadelphia Union 2. But overall, much better from Loudoun.
Jack McGlynn signed his pro contract in March. Had a team high 7 goals for the U17 Union side.
Just looking to play through the lines there. That ball not finding its intended target for Wale.
That ball did eventually get called over the sideline out for a throw, unless, no, it looks like they'll actually call it offside. Same result in the end, as Harriel wins it back, looking for Picazo. He's found him. Axel Picazo needs to settle, does, and then scoots it wide. Takes a deflection, though, and it's a corner kick.
Yeah, that's a great recovery from Wheat to put that challenge in on Picazo as he looked. He was bearing down on goal. That ball over the top, helped on there by Mill. But Picazo bearing down, and then just a great recovery tackle. Had to get that timing perfect, and he did. But still gave up a corner. We'll see if they could defend it.
Aronson has 1 assist tonight. Low ball in, Mel, big head. McGlynn again shows off his nifty footwork. He'll have a strike. Lefebvre was interested in it.
You definitely can't just run in and think you're going to get the ball off of McGlynn. His feet are just so fast with the ball. Just needs a half a yard, and he could make that space even bigger.
Williamson bursts forward, and then too heavy for Al-Mustafa. He's fast, he's not that fast.
Yeah, but we talked about the pitch at half, Spence, in terms of how it plays different from Loudoun being on a turf field versus a grass field, especially when you have a little bit of dew or moisture in the air.
So,
that
so
ball
turf
skips.
at Segra and then grass here, obviously.
Yes, turf at Segra. And the ball just moves a little bit quicker when it's on the grass than on the turf, especially if you have that hint of dew or moisture in the air. And you have to adjust to that. And you just saw an example of it as that ball flew out of bounds off the soft touch.
Picazo plays advantage. Had to make a long run. Mel disagrees with the call. Ernie Constantine says free kick.
I don't think there's much in this one, Spence. I don't, ref may have seen something totally different than I did, but.
Sun East Federal Credit Union replay.
Yeah, I guess that could have gone either way, but soft call for me.
What did you prefer as a player, turf or grass?
Definitely grass, my friend.
Why did you, I assume that's more of a comment about turf than it is grass.
Yeah, well, it depends on the type of turf that you're playing on. Especially we played Chicago and I think it was Carson that they had that small turf field. It was very hard to play on. The ball bounced awkwardly. Sometimes it lands soft, sometimes it'll bounce up. So it depends on the turf that you're playing on. But usually with the rubber or the bits that are in the artificial surface itself, that ball will check up. It just has a little bit more friction, whereas on grass it's going to skip. So you definitely had to adjust to the field as well as the conditions and the climate that you're playing in. Williamson has been finding some really good pockets to offer his skills. He's done well with the ball since coming into the game. Has added a lot of energy into the midfield.
Given away, Bowie trying to take advantage of the mistake. It's 1-on-2 for now. Advantage played. Aronson on his right, cuts it back to his left, and it's right at Lefebvre. But another dangerous counterattack from Union 2.
Yeah, Union 2 has been doing this all game long, creating turnovers high at the pitch and making the field short. That time they had a brilliant opportunity to go even further forward, but Lefebvre came up with a great stop in the end. Loudoun has to continue to be good playing out of the back, because this Philadelphia Union team is on the ball tonight. They're punishing every single mistake that Loudoun's making, so that's
Williamson
better.
with time and space. Slips in for Wole. He needs help. Fawole trying to outrun Topi, whose defense is superb.
He's not going to outbody him either. At 6'3", it's going to be very difficult to get around that tall Jamaican. Take a look at the replay here. Picasso going in, just turns. Oh, check that. That's Aronson. Turns his man, try to get the left foot shot off, but Lefebvre in the right place at the right time. Easy save.
Topi's lone assist last year came in a 3-3 draw against Loudoun. Back when they were the Bethlehem Steel. That's his only career USL assist, the 20-year-old from Portmore.
Yeah, Coach LeBlanc talked about him defensively. He's a man amongst boys, and although he's still young, he said, but they're trying to work on him playing out of the back and playing forward, trying to develop the offensive side of his game.
Did have a header on target in the first half.
Well, there's no question about his presence in the back, Spence. Big boy.
He does have 2 senior Jamaican national team appearances, does Topi. Bowie slipped in and then slips, and he touched it with an illegal part of the body.
Just couldn't get his footing right there, trying to cut back to that left foot.
Farine, second half substitute.
If Loudoun's going to find any success in those breaks, they're going to have to get more numbers forward quicker. They're allowing Philadelphia to recover into key spots and getting compact. It's going to be difficult for them to break down.
Gabara trying to run at McGlynn. Williamson from the point guard position. Drops one into the box for Sordo. It falls for Mustafa, and he got it wrong. One he'd like to have back.
Yeah, just rushed that shot on Mustafa. Did well to be in the right place to get that rebound, but just didn't move his feet. And just kind of scuffed at it.
We've talked so often about his elusiveness, his shiftiness, and his next level, the next step that Kairu Mustafa needs to take is his quality. We'll have 2 Union 2 subs coming in. Paxton Aronson will depart, and we'll see David Rabadan from Madrid. Aronson, who provided the assist for Sorensen on the second goal of the night. And then Caden Stafford makes his second appearance with the club. The 16-year-old from the Syracuse Development Academy replaces Patrick Bowie.
Aronson put in a good shift tonight. He's been rewarded with some much-needed rest and given the opportunities for his other teammates to get in on the action.
Yeah, both changes at the top should be like for like. Picasso already plays up there, so you should see Stafford and Rabadan top of this formation. Here is Stafford. He can't get to it. Chested down for Sordo. Surrounded by bodies. He wins the free kick in a dangerous position. Certainly a chance for a shot on target.
Yeah, that's the type of foul that drives coaches crazy. When the player's facing away from the goal, there's no need to go through the back of them and create a dangerous opportunity for your opposition. Giving them a free kick into the box here. You could have just easily defended well, have them pass the ball back, and you're out of trouble.
You could see Nelson Martinez look back to Ryan Martin and shake his head no. I think that was a question of whether or not he could have a go at it. A little too far for him. So Sordo will chip one up. It's headed on, but wide. That was Wheat, who has scored a goal on his head this year.
Yeah, you see this ball being served into the back post for Wheat, just running onto it, but didn't get a hold of the entire ball. Just deflects off the side of his head here, as you can see. He's trying to flick that onto that near post, but just didn't get it right and went wide. Chance goes begging. Loudoun still on the ball, though.
Service to the back post. Mustafa, and that wasn't far away.
Yeah, that was a brilliant opportunity to get one back right there on Mustafa. Great with the ball at his feet, but in the air has a little bit of improvement.
We should see some more substitutions from both of these sides. These teams use a lot of players. Union 2 have used 29 different players this year. Loudoun have used 27. That's both top 7 in the USL. And with that also comes Union 2 having only 17 unused substitutions. That's the fewest in the league. They usually get all 5 of their subs in before the 90 minutes has elapsed. Williamson will spring Sordo. Ariel couldn't quite handle it, and Mustafa and Farine were not on the same page.
Yeah. One was going, the other was coming. Like both clubs, as you mentioned, Spence, given a lot of opportunity to a lot of players to showcase their skills, to get experience. Especially at this level, it's a huge opportunity for development.
Kinge battling with Mustafa, who commits the foul.
Yeah, Mustafa has to be careful here. He's already on a yellow card. He's committed a couple niggly fouls here and there.
Fans, you can follow your team and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com.
Leaving the match, number 21, Joshua Parole. Entering the match, number 3, Peebo Dewey.
So we will see Peebo Dewey and Gabby Gomez into the game.
Entering the match, number 13, Gabby Gomez. These substitutions occur in the 64th minute.
So Dewey for Fawole. And Gabby Gomez will make his second appearance in a Loudoun uniform. The Argentinian, whose son, former DC United midfielder Christian Gomez, won an MLS Cup with the parent club in 2004. Mustafa giving chase with bodies in the middle. There's Gomez. He missed it. Farine didn't, but it was saved wonderfully by Freeze. It's still loose. What a save from Matt Freeze.
Unbelievable save from Freeze. Just great reactions. Stayed on his toe, kept his feet moving. Keep that clean sheet as we're going to take a look at it. Mustafa breaking away, just puts this one into the mixer. Misses it on the first chance, but Farin on the back post goes through it. But there's Freeze stonewalling him.
That is an outstanding save from the captain of this Union 2 side, preserving the clean sheet.
Philadelphia Union firing on all cylinders tonight.
Got to get back to those substitutions just to give them to you. It's Gabby Gomez for Christian Sordo, and then Peebo Dewey for Josh Fawole. That's 4 of the 5 Loudoun subs used now. And we are expecting Jack Jasinski for Axel Picasso momentarily for Union. In fact, that sub is coming right now. Picasso had himself quite a night despite not getting onto the score sheet in any way.
His movement off the ball was really, really good tonight. Worked hard on the defensive side of it. And he was one of those that got up the field with those long sprints on the counterattacks.
So Jasinski, who has the game-winning goal from Union 2's only other win this season. It was 2-2 against Red Bulls 2 right here at Subaru Park. And right around this time of the game, he scored the winning goal to make it 3-2 in Marlon LeBlanc's debut. Off the set piece to the back post, and Jasinski will let it ride.
Yeah, that was a good heads-up play there for Jasinski. Saw that there was no threat to the goal. Freeze probably called him off as well. That ball was in a dangerous area. There was just no one there to attack it. Definitely not the most aggressive mindset from Coach Ryan Martin's men tonight.
Now, Martin was pretty clear earlier in the year when he said he doesn't really care if the team plays at home or on the road. You know, this team started with a handful of games on the road before finally getting to play at home. They played their first 5 games on the road this year, and 10 of their 16 are on the road. On the other side of that, with these two teams playing this past Saturday at Segra Field, Marlon LeBlanc said that having the fans in the stadium was actually kind of a strange feeling this year, because Union 2 have not played in front of fans all that often this season. He said, I got yelled at for the first time in a while. It felt really weird. It created more of a competitive environment, though, and he said, in a way, you want people to be against you when you're on the road like that. They've only played 3 games in front of fans this year.
Yeah, well, it's been a weird year, period. So, not weird that it's weird.
2020 is the year to embrace the weird.
Like a little injury there to Jamoy Tope. Not sure if he could continue. He's making his way around the pitch.
Gabby Gomez keeps it well. Williamson tries to slip Gomez in. He'll send it across, but too close to freeze.
Yeah, good interplay, good movement off the ball, good through ball. Just a little bit left to be desired on the cross by Gomez. But much more encouraging for Loudoun.
Topi back in there. Here's Peebo Dewey.
Is that his first touch of the game so far?
28 years old. He is by far the oldest player on the pitch. No whistle from Constantine. Play continues. Farine. Williamson doing a great job of making the decisions at the top. Here he is again.
Referee Constantine just deciding to play the advantage there, but Philadelphia Union did a good job of getting behind the ball again to stymie that attack by Loudoun. Be interesting to see if when we get the dead ball, if he goes back and issues a yellow card for that tackle on Gabara, or check that on Farine.
That's Gabara in, and it was always sailing away from everybody else. Here, indeed, Wolde is what you predicted would happen. Out comes the card. Huckabee into the book. First caution for Union 2 tonight. They don't usually foul that often.
Yeah, but from the beginning of the game, they looked like the aggressors, and their body language and their play has showed it that they're not giving up any room. Very late on the challenge there, and possibly lucky to still be on the field is Huckabee. But that's been the mindset, to be very aggressive at home. They came out from very early and established the tempo, dictated the game so far, and Loudoun haven't had any answers for the physicality and the speed of play of Philadelphia Union 2.
Mustafa gives chase. His cross. Hey, Wolde, you like Sirius XM, right?
Yeah.
Good, read this.
On the road, can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Meola, and Rodney Marsh. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with actions from the MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM FC, channel 157 on Sirius XM Radio and Sirius XM app.
He wasn't the USL A-League MVP for nothing, folks. You remember your days with the Colorado Foxes?
Oh, great old days at the Dog Pound. We played at the dog tracks out in Commerce City, close to where the stadium is right now.
What was it like for you when you were a 20, 21, 22-year-old trying to make your way in leagues that were dominated by people a lot older than you?
I didn't really care. I was very confident, and I was a goal scorer, and all I needed was service. And you know, I got the service there and ended up scoring a bunch of goals, and then ended up into the MLS next year. So I would say I enjoyed myself, created some great relationships, good friendships, lifelong friendships. And that's what this sport is all about as well. So I'm happy. It was a great experience. And I'm very fortunate to still be involved in the game.
Ariel to the back post, nobody there. Your story, though, is not a normal story as it relates to the percentage of guys who ascend that quickly in the sport, right? You won the MVP in the A-League, which was basically what the USL was back then. You go to the MLS as a 23-year-old and you take off, as opposed to what you're looking at here is about 20 to 22, 17, 18-year-olds, some of them 16, and they've got a much longer path, still very attainable, but there's more of a grind associated with getting themselves to that next level physically as much as it is tactically.
Yeah, it's a bigger player pool as well. You know, the sport has grown. There's a lot more players playing now in the United States, and there's a lot more opportunity. But to get to the very top, you have to go through, you know, those levels. And that's why we're here. That's why we're watching these games and the kids are playing these games, is to develop what's the skill sets that are necessary to get to the top, because the game has advanced so much here in the United States and keeps advancing year by year.
Yellow card to the Loudoun bench.
Just a little bit too much banter from the coach.
Wasn't Ryan Martin. It's hard to get a visual on some of these guys with their masks on. Here's Rabadon. Hasn't had a chance to get on the ball that often. He'll have a strike. That may have gone in.
Looks like it was over the line from our vantage point, Spence.
My goodness, it is not a goal as of now, and there is no replay to overturn it. It takes us to our hydration break. We need another look, because that looked like after it bounced off the crossbar, it was clear and free, and instead, no, it was the right call.
Yeah, just getting his head up, sees the opportunity to have a strike on goal, and boy, did he get a hold of this one. Rabadon just putting his foot through it. Nothing that Lefebvre could see or do about it, as that ricocheted off the crossbar. Unfortunately for him, pops back out. But what a strike.
Rabadon, who comes from Madrid, he's on loan from Atletico Albacete. That's the third division, the Tercera in Spain. There's an Albacete in the Segunda division as well. And over in Spain, he's gotten a lot of reps to go from the high class of Spain's youthful programs and coming over here and getting some experience. Marlon LeBlanc says he's really good with the ball at his feet and he can lead the counterattack, and now you see why.
Yeah, he was in a great space there, right behind the defensive midfielders of Martinez and Williamson, just picking that one up some 25, 30 yards away from goal, and just decided to put his foot through it. And man, did that take off. Unfortunately for him, it didn't hit the back of the net or go over the line with that ricochet off the crossbar, but you could see the potential that Coach LeBlanc sees in Rabadon.
Yeah, no VAR, and perhaps for the better when it comes to some of these games, and their fluency certainly helps in getting the calls right, although it wasn't needed because Ernie Constantine and his crew were right on top of that one.
Yeah, tough job for the ARs on the side, and the referee in the middle from that distance to see, but they've been up to the task so far.
That's one where goal line technology would take over in another league. Stafford had his touch let him down.
Loudoun doing better defensively this half, but just haven't found their scoring boots. Not yet, at least.
Williamson slips it through for Gomez. Back to Farine. Gabara acts quickly. Gomez found Dewey, and it touched him last. It's a goal kick.
Yeah, initially I thought Dewey played it off the defender, but referee says goal kick.
The last game that ended 1-1 started 13 minutes in with a second yellow for Adam Lundegaard, and Loudoun having to play with 10 men the rest of the way. Here comes Mustafa. He's got Dewey in front of him. It's still Mustafa. Tope really had it measured the whole way.
He wasn't falling for any trickery there, just kept his eyes on the ball. He was able to dispossess Mustafa. Great 1v1 defending there from Jamoy Tope.
They're also playing this game without Michael Gamble, who has been a rock for them further up the pitch. He's played in every game this year. He started all but one game. He's captained 4 of the last 5 games for this Loudoun side, and without him and without Elvis Amo, who isn't available for selection tonight either, you just haven't found that last bit of quality to get them over the line. Turned over and a chance to run. Stafford's pass easily cut out.
Yeah, but that being said, Philadelphia Union 2 have defended really well tonight. They've defended in numbers and they've defended collectively. And they haven't given many gaps for Loudoun to run into.
Dewey and Mustafa both appeared to have been offside. 2 red cards for Loudoun on Saturday, 4 now in total on the season. Elson Martinez picked one up earlier. Timmy Mell. It's the most in the USL. He actually had 5 red cards in Saturday's slate of games, which was the most of any single day this season.
With us watching a couple of the highlights, Spence, there could have been 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, we questioned Lundegaard's second yellow. There was a foul, though, in the second half that very well could have been a straight red.
Free's doing a good job of game management there. Just having Mustafa run all the way up top. Come for the ball. Just having them expend that little bit more energy, buying his team some time to get organized for the distribution for attack.
Dewey, Mustafa. Farine.
Yeah, just tried to play the give and go there for Farine, but just got cut out. And here comes the Union.
Tracked down by McGlynn. Got Stafford making a run with him. Here is Stafford. Caden Stafford makes it 4. That's a FIFA celebration. And why wouldn't you?
Hey, all these young guys play FIFA, man.
It's a rout tonight.
Yeah, but that's all from the intelligence of McGlynn. Just getting his head up, seeing that he's in a 2v1 situation, bringing that defender towards him, as you can see here, and just slipping Stafford in, and he just puts his foot through it. Nothing Lefebvre could do about this one. Great little no-look pass around the corner, and Stafford just strokes it to the far post. 4-0, Philadelphia Union 2, with the FIFA celebration to boot.
So Jack McGlynn adds the assist, his 3rd of the season, and Caden Stafford becomes the 4th Union 2 player tonight to score his first professional goal. Congratulations to that 16-year-old.
Well, Coach LeBlanc asked for finishing, and he got it.
Comes from the Syracuse Development Academy. He turns 17 later this month. Tyler Gabara will check out, and we'll see Aramuse Momo for the final 10 minutes. Certainly nothing to complain about tonight, Wolde, if you're a Union 2 supporter, player, coach. Mustafa trying to get Loudoun on the score sheet. Excellent defense that time by Harriel.
Yeah, but for the coach, now he has the opportunity to say to them, hey, you have the skills, you have the ability to execute. Now you need to be consistent in your execution. Can we come out and play all the rest of the games of the season with this much energy and this much chemistry? Can they come out and do it again? Great job by Tope there, just heading it out of bounds. Although Freeze looked like he was in the right position and going to collect, but Tope taking no chances with that shot from Williamson. Putting it out for a corner.
Well, you mentioned, Wolde, that they're going to have to continue to bring that energy the rest of the season. Remember, this team went about a month without playing a game. Into the box it goes Dewey, just high. So they've got 5 games left on their schedule after this one is complete. They'll get their second win of the season tonight. And with the 5 games that they have left, they'll play every Wednesday and then every weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, until the end of the year. And they've been doing that since they restarted play on September 2nd. So that's 10 games in 32 days. We'll see Luis Flores and Selmir Miscic come in. They finish with 3 of 4 on the road. They finish with 3 of 5 against Hartford. What needs to happen the rest of the way for them to consider the end of this season a success in their eyes?
Well, they have to come out and be, one, very competitive with those teams that are ahead of them in points, and a little bit more mature than them in age, but come out and be confident as they were tonight, and be tenacious and be energetic and play as a team. There's times when they haven't played as a team and they've paid a price for it. But tonight you've had a total team performance, and that's what they're going to need going down the stretch, especially against opponents such as Hartford Athletic, who are very potent in attack and will hurt you if you give them the opportunities. So defensively, they've done great tonight. They need to continue that and keep finishing their chances.
And here Stafford gets the yellow. All 10 substitutes have been used tonight, to nobody's surprise. Missed kick there from Harriel. Now Mustafa runs it down. Out for a corner. Just to give you an update on that Group F happening, Hartford added a goal in the second half. It's 3-1. It's over. Justin Hawk, the man on loan from NYCFC, puts it to bed in the 75th. The 3-1 Hartford win, and that should just about do it for them to secure that final playoff spot in the group. Lou City gets a big win at Lucas Oil Stadium against Indy 11. Lancaster and Bone, 2-0. They now move 4 points clear of the Indy 11 in Group E for first place. And remember, the winner of Group E gets the second place team in Group F, which would be Hartford. Indy have a 4-point cushion with an extra game played on St. Louis for the second playoff spot in the group. That team is likely to get Pittsburgh. Another 4-0 scoreline out there in the USL tonight as well. Birmingham Legion will finish off the Miami FC. But the focus at Subaru Park tonight are the Philadelphia Union and their outstanding performance. Wolde, I can't really think of anything that I would ask you normally at the end of a match like this. What could they do better? But there's just not a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, other than, you know, some of the silly giveaways they had in some of the moments, but that's typical for a team this young, playing out of the back and learning the game even more at this level. Now it's really all about being consistent. Can they come out and do, you know, perform the same way or better next time out? Against teams like Hartford and Pittsburgh, you're not going to get as many goals, so you're going to have to be good defensively for a longer period of time. But I'm pretty sure Coach Marlon LeBlanc will be proud of this performance and use it as fuel going down the stretch.
The Subaru stoppage time is 4 minutes. That man's happy tonight. En route to his second career win. Still time for a fifth. And another set piece. Union 2 will stay in the area and host Hartford on Sunday, 7 o'clock on ESPN+. Loudoun will head back home to Segra Field Saturday night, and they get to welcome Pittsburgh to town.
Yeah, Gomez getting a little bit too much of his body involved there. A little bit of frustration as well. Loudoun definitely need to put in a much better shift their next time out in order to get any type of result.
Rabadon nearly scored from here a moment ago. Stafford turns, he'll have a crack. It takes a deflection. Lefebvre is onto it. He's made a lot of saves tonight, 13 to tie a USL record on Saturday. Not too far off tonight.
Coach Ryan Martin can't be happy about that, especially if that's a stat, a major stat, where your goalkeeper is coming up with that many saves per game.
Yeah, 7 saves for him tonight as things get a little chippy.
Yeah, there's a little frustration spilling over here.
So you add 7 saves to the total for Loudoun as we get another look at why frustrations were starting to boil over. Yeah, I'd say so. With Lefebvre's 7 saves, it'll turn into 32 on the season for him. You've got Colin Miller with 28. Those are 2 Loudoun keepers who are both in the top 15 in the league in saves. There are 35 teams in this league, and they've got 2 in the top 15.
Yeah, between the lines, that means we're not playing good team defense. People are not getting back in position quickly enough. They're not transitioning from attack quickly enough, or the communication is not there. So you don't have the compactness that you need in order to deter any potential attacks or any penetrating passes. And teams are getting open looks at your net.
Sorensen, who just got a yellow moments ago, along with Saravia for Loudoun. Final minute. Flores. Give and go.
And you talked about what can they improve on, Spence. At this moment in time with a 4-0 lead, you'd like your team to manage the game, manage legs, just keep the ball.
Well, they are certainly going for a 5th. They have the confidence tonight. They won't need it. Been a night to remember for Union 2. 4 first-time goal scorers for a 4-0 victory over Loudoun tonight.
Yeah, the complete performance from Philadelphia Union 2. Pretty sure they'll be proud of themselves. But can they come out and repeat this performance against a higher caliber team coming up next? And I'm pretty sure Coach Marlon LeBlanc will congratulate his boys for a job well done tonight.
Brandon Craig in the 6th, Anthony Sorensen in the 20th, Steve Kingay in the 32nd, and Caden Stafford in the 83rd. And tonight's man of the match is that man, Brandon Craig, who started the scoring tonight. Man of the match brought to you by Independence Blue Cross.
Yeah, played way above his years. Craig looked very calm on the ball, knew when to step the tempo up and when to slow it down. Great incisive passing. And obviously his finish on that first goal was sublime.
There's another first-time goal scorer, Sorensen, Kingay as well. You're getting a great look at the young talent for Union 2, and when we come back, we'll give you the highlights and the stats from all of it. 4-0 Union 2 tonight.
Acme is bringing the fresh every day. Crispy, juicy, delicious. We're cutting fresh, so you don't have to. Slicing fresh in store. Icing, baking, and flower bouquet making. This is how we do fresh. Come and get it. Acme, the official supermarket of the Philadelphia Union.
For everyone who has ever brought home Entenmann's Little Bites muffins, you're probably quite familiar with the Happy Dance. Maybe it's because they're made with real ingredients like blueberries, bananas, strawberries, and no high fructose corn syrup. Or is it because they're always baked moist and delicious? The answer is all of the above. Entenmann's Little Bites muffins, the perfect portion of happiness. And be sure to try new Entenmann's Little Bites soft-baked chocolate chip cookies.
The summer of 2020 will be unusual and historic. Let us write the story together, enjoying the weather while staying safe. Wear a mask when you're outside. Keep up social distancing as we keep up our spirits. The usual destinations may not be open or may have restrictions. Conditions may change, so check websites as the summer goes on. Let us make history by enjoying the sunshine and together beating COVID-19.
Second win of the season for Union 2 tonight, and it's time to take a look at our full-time highlights presented by Bimbo Bakeries. Union 2 had just 8 goals in their first 10 games, a league low, Wolde, and they scored 4 tonight.
Yeah, they were on it tonight. Picasso playing that ball into a dangerous area, gets knotted out, but here is Greg with the right in the corner, 1-0.
First career goal for Brandon Craig, 16 years old. Then it's Sorensen from Aronson.
Aronson, nice little threaded ball there. And Sorensen around the corner, takes his touch across the defender, looks up, just puts it on frame. Lefebvre wants that one back, scoots in, goes over the line. Sorensen's happy.
Anthony Sorensen, 17 years old, his first career goal. Let's take a look at the third. McGlynn, a little slip, and eventually buoy to Kingay.
Yeah, but the real truth here is that no-look pass from McGlynn around the corner to Bowie. Kingay is in there just tapping it in. Thank you very much. 3-0.
First pro goal, 20 years old. And we may as well finish it off with a 16-year-old Caden Stafford. The substitute comes in and scores.
Yeah, but McGlynn is the one that makes this again. Little touch around the corner. Stafford said, let me put my foot through it. See this one go on the back of the net. Lefebvre can't touch it. 4-0.
Dominant performance from Union 2 tonight. The stats will back it up. Those stats are presented by Sun East Federal Credit Union. 43% average possession for Union 2, second lowest in the USL. Loudoun, fourth highest. And what do you know? Loudoun dominated the possession, Union dominated the play.
Yeah, it's all about creating those opportunities and taking them. It doesn't matter how much possession you have. If you don't create opportunities and stick at the back of the net, you don't stand a chance of losing, of winning.
We expected a fun one tonight. We got a fun one tonight. We didn't get as much of Wolde's Jamaican accent as we wanted, but Wolde Harris, it's always a pleasure.
Respect.
For our entire crew tonight, for Wolde Harris, I'm Spencer Siegel. We had fun. Hope you did too. 4-0 Union 2 victory. We're signing off. Until next time, it's the USL Championship on ESPN+. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.